Hey guys, this is Miss Downey. I'm sorry I'm not there with you today, but just as if I was there, we're going to go ahead and plug on along and learn some new stuff about photosynthesis. Please make sure your computers are closed, you're ready to listen and watch the screen as I point out some important things. Also, make sure you have picked up the worksheet at the door. Pause the video here if you need a little bit of time to do that. Okay, so today we are talking about stomata, and this is a structure that can be found on the plant. Typically, the leaf of the plant has them. They are located oftentimes at the bottom of the leaf. What is a stomata, or what is a stoma? One of these is called a stoma. Several of them are called stomata. And what are they? Well, they are a pore or an opening in the leaf that allows for gases to come in and out of the plant. Because we know that in order to do photosynthesis, a plant is going to need to bring in carbon dioxide gas. And so this is how the plant allows that carbon dioxide to come into it. And then we also know one of the products of photosynthesis is oxygen, or O2 gas, and it will come out of the stomata. So this is how the plant cells get the gases that they need. This right here is a cross section of a leaf. So imagine we sliced it and then we looked at the edge to see what it looks like. This would be the top of the leaf, and this is the bottom of the leaf. And we can see that there are stomata, which are holes at the bottom of the leaf, or sometimes we use the word pore, and then that allows the gases to come in, and so we have these air spaces where the gases come into the plant. This is an actual plant leaf, and this is a microscopic view of it, and you can see the same thing is located here. Now, stomata have a cell that opens and closes it, and that's called a guard cell. This is a picture, again, of a stomata or stoma. And this right here is a diagram of just that opening. Here we see that a stoma has an opening, and it's surrounded by two cells called guard cells. Those guard cells can open and close as needed. Now, these other cells around the stoma are just regular skin cells for the plant. So this is these are the guard cells that open and close it. So in addition to allowing carbon dioxide gas to come into the plant and oxygen gas to come out, stoma also provide another thing that's helpful for a plant, and that is called transpiration. You see, plants need to bring moisture from the ground up to the rest of the plant, and they don't have something like a heart to pump fluids from down low to up high. So instead, they make use of what's called transpiration. If water is allowed to leave the plant from the top, then it's actually going to pull in water from the bottom at the same time. So water leaving the surface of the plant through those stoma is actually a good thing to a certain extent. A plant can, of course, end up losing too much water, and then it wilts and could possibly die. So it's important for the plant to be able to open and close its stomata as it needs to. Maybe at nighttime, the stoma are going to be closed because there's no sunlight, so a plant cannot do photosynthesis.
Testing intercom system. Check, 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 check. Test, 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 test. Testing the intercom system. Testing the intercom system.
And so for that reason, the plant's going to leave its stomata closed at nighttime, and that way it's not losing extra water. But in the daytime, the stoma will open up, and the stoma can bring in the carbon dioxide, it can get rid of the oxygen, and it can also lose water from the top of the plant so that it can then bring in new water from the bottom, that process being called transpiration. All right, so your assignment today is to do a lab. It is a virtual lab since we don't have actual stomata to look at in class. You need to reread through all this information right here, and this is what I've been talking about, how the stomata work. And then you can use that to answer these questions. Afterwards, you're going to look at stomata just like you could with a real microscope using an online microscope. Please notice that there's detailed instructions telling you what to look at and how to do it. And then you're going to draw a picture of what you see in the microscope. And this is a pretty common thing to do in biology classes. You'll have a picture of the cells at a low magnification, maybe 40 times, a higher magnification, 100 times, and a really high magnification. Now, the virtual microscope does not go as high as 400 times magnification, so I provided a picture for you. But the other two, you're going to draw it. You're going to draw a sketch of the plant leaf. Also, notice that you're supposed to identify and label the stoma and the guard cells in these pictures. Okay, so let's take a look at how that simulation works. In Google Classroom, you will find a link to the simulation, and it'll look like this. Let me go ahead and get back to the original screen. You'll have your microscope, and the instructions say to use a petunia leaf. It's already set to petunia, and then it's already set to 40 times low power. Just like a real microscope, you can change the coarse and fine adjustments. This is the coarse adjustment knob, this is the fine adjustment knob, and you can also move the slide side to side. So how do you do that? You take the slide and you put it on the microscope, and then you can click on the eyepiece so that you can see into the microscope if your slide is on there. Okay, there we go. Now this is a special kind of microscope that allows you to see with your left eye and your right eye. When you're doing your pictures, you're just going to do the picture for one of these two circles. Now this might not be in focus, so you might need to take a look at the coarse and fine adjustment and notice that the picture is getting clearer and easier to see. And now you're ready to draw what this looks like at 40 times magnification. And then you'll change it to 100 times and draw what you see in that picture as well. Finally, you'll finish up with some questions on part 4 of the lab. And if you still have time afterwards, you can do this coloring page activity. So just ask your teacher for this activity. What you'll need to do is fill in all of the things that are in the red circles, because your copy does not have the equation for photosynthesis written on it. It does not have sunlight and carbon dioxide and the word autotroph on it. So you're going to add all of those words to your coloring page, and you can use colored pencils or crayons to color it in. On the back of the page, you will need to write an essay on how photosynthesis works. And I think I've already, oh, there it is. So this is what the essay looks like. You need to write a paragraph. You need to try to use all of these words in your paragraph explaining how the process of photosynthesis works. You're going to do this on your own. You're not working with someone else, so it should be in your own unique language, and we are not using our computers for it. Okay, well, I hope that helps. I will hope it goes well, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for listening.